It's summertime, and I'm ready to heat things up by getting into some more JoJo fashion and style, but this time with a little bit of a twist. Controversial? Perhaps, but I'll let you be the judge of that. Hola, my name is X, and I like to experiment with fashion as well as talk about whatever the hell I want on social media whenever I feel like it. And in this video, we're going to go ahead and revisit some more male JoJo outfits, some of which were not my top favorites, but we're going to reimagine them just with some creative visual aids that can give us some constructive ideas as to how to improve them. But before we do that, let's go over some housekeeping. I have 2 other videos on my page, top female and male JoJo outfits. You should go ahead and take a look at those, get a sense of my opinions, as well as a good background on Araki and some of his history as it relates to the creation of JoJo. And as always, I don't like to just rush into these videos. You should go ahead and review an agenda, criteria, and structure for this video so that we're all on the same page. All right, let's start with the agenda. And this is simple fun, ladies and gentlemen, going through about 28 different JoJo male characters and discussing their outfits, what I like, a lot of what I don't like, as well as what I think could be done to improve them with the use of AI. And I know that that's a controversial subject, and that's a whole separate video, but this is merely used for visualization purposes. Let's not get dramatic. As far as the criteria, these are outfits that either are a little stylized based on the time period in which the part of the JoJo series took place, or if it's just a little plain and could just use a little spruce, or if there was some small petty element of the outfit that I thought could just use a tweak or some different thing. And that's where the AI really came in use. And then the structure, pretty straightforward. We're gonna take this in chronological order, JoJo part by JoJo part, and just talk about the outfits and keep it easy breezy. Now, with all of that prefacing out of the way, let's have some fun and jump into the first part of the JoJo series, Phantom Blood. Kicking things off with Jonathan. I mean, I like his outfit, okay? Is it very Joestar? Absolutely. And I think it sets a good tone for the progressive style and fashion of the JoJo Joestar characters to come. But I just feel like it's a little flat and a subject of its time period. The crop is great, the knee-high boots are great, but I just wish there were a bit more decorative elements that didn't look so armor cosplay and looked more fashion. I think the manga depiction of Jonathan's a little better in that regard, but still a little flat. So my main use for AI in Phantom Blood was just to realize a more modern depiction of the characters. Like I said, they were drawn in a time period that took place decades ago. I just wanted a little bit more of an accessory refresh to give it a bit more of a modern spin. And what AI gave me was really what I was looking for, more so from an accessory standpoint. The brown leather belts, additional belts on belts, harnesses. It feels very present and how a lot of people today like to accessorize. And I feel like it would give his outfit a little more texture as well as a little bit more to unpack. But outside of that, I feel like the modern version with the Henley and the scoop neck is very on JoJo style. I actually wear scoop neck, so I'm just like, does it completely replace the novelty of Jonathan's outfit? Obviously not, but it does give us some good sense of how the outfit could be re-accessorized and made a little more interesting. Next we have Zeppeli, which I understand that his character is meant to be like the mystical, wise sage. I don't necessarily know that magician, what feels like a magician uniform or kind of outfit necessarily is the most fashion. Does it look sharp and great as is? Totally. But the top hat pattern is not my favorite, nor is the height of it. So in reimagining his style and his outfit, I think AI really gave some great ideas. Let's play with different blocks and patterns on the pants just to kind of touch on that checkered pattern in the hat without making it too magician on the nose, and different stripes with different decorative elements that speak to his sophistication and wealth of wisdom and insight and spirituality. I feel like this just extra decoration gives so much more dimension to his character and how that's manifested through his style. Moving on to Speedwagon, same thing as Zeppeli. I just felt like the overall outfit was, again, a symptom of the time period. It's a little on the nose, a bit flat, although there are some, I think, anime and manga depictions of a bit more color variation within the clothing items that he wears. Doesn't really differentiate him, I think, in the grand scheme of style in that part. Now, when we look at his reimagined style, there really isn't much difference, which does speak to how maybe well depicted he was originally. But what I want to highlight here is the difference in the style of the hat, as well as the fit of the clothing. A more fitted ensemble can translate to sometimes a little more sophistication, and the style of the hat is just also a bit more sharp and clean and modern, which those are the elements that I think elevates it a bit more, but doesn't really do anything that much different. Shifting over to antagonists, Bruford was a character that I actually considered putting as one of my top favorite male outfits, but he would have been the only one from Phantom Blood. But also, his outfit, unlike some of the characters that have similar outfits in subsequent parts, it's a little armored. Again, it just feels a little gladiator. Definitely wanted something that was a touch more practical, less cosplay, more fashion. One thing that I noticed that AI did a lot was give pants to the characters that had maybe skirts, shorter shorts, or no shorts at all, just wore like a unitard. I think that's fine in this case. I would have maybe made the boot shorter, but it gives boot variations, which is why I love this format that I got it to produce, because you can play around with those to make it maybe more camp, less camp. But overall, I feel like this kind of captures the majesty and the armored elements of the look, but those armored elements are replaced with gold accents, which add the sophistication and luxury that we want with this kind of look. In revisiting Dio's look from part 1, honestly, it is kind of fashion, especially in dissecting some of the other characters that I wasn't the biggest fan of. I like the manga depiction probably better than the anime depiction. Either way, there's some of those armored elements, again, just very 19th century, looking for something that is just a bit more sharp and echoes a bit more of his fashion evolution in further parts of the series. Now with this AI image, this is where we still have to use our human imagination to try to piece together some of these for what we would like to see in his more modern outfit. For me, it's the cropped red jacket over that like black vest in the middle image. Keep the white pants and the boots are perfect. You could even throw in some of those kind of like purple items that it's depicting just to kind of really cover off on his whole palette from the anime outfit. Overall, this captures the gold button elements, the different color palette, the kind of cropped and dimensional look. This now brings us into the second part of the JoJo series, Battle Tendency. This section is more so focused on the antagonists because, as we know, Joseph and Caesar already carried the weight from a protagonist perspective, but the main antagonists are really just wearing this like armored, very ancient style clothing that I feel like definitely deserves some revisualization or reimagination. Starting with Wamu, I'm really into his character after watching the anime. The attitude, the energy, the voice acting for that matter. So I was really hoping that AI could revisualize an outfit that captured all those elements, but was definitely very stylish. And honestly, I think it did a good job. The overall look is a little softer than what I would have expected. I would have expected a bit more body confidence in the upper body and the top. And I feel like even the bottom could have been a bit more skirt-like, just to kind of show off some more leg. But this is extremely practical. We have a lot of different gold ornaments and elements to kind of tie back to the character's design, and the color palette is very on point. I really love that top. AC/DC or EC/DC would have to be one of my least favorite characters and least favorite character designs in the whole series. I just think the overall look is tacky, and the way the character acts just only further accentuates that sentiment. So I was very eager to see an AI revisualization of this. And honestly, I think this is a bit of a win. What's crazy in retrospect is that the top actually looks like Narancha's, and I'm kind of like, I think that the rest of it kind of covers off, especially more so the style of the pants. They're a little more harem-like, and then also just really the belts and the focal point there with a little bit of a loincloth too. Like, the gold elements are there, the overall silhouette and frame and positioning of the clothes is there. I would much prefer something like this. Similar to Bruford, Kars' look is kind of cool, but he's literally wearing nothing. So we definitely need to reimagine this. There just really aren't enough pieces to kind of latch on to kind of say, hey, let me cop that, you know? And honestly, I think the AI reimagination is a total vibe. The top could have honestly been cropped and could have had a bit more silver decorative elements to kind of emulate armor. Prompted actually for a scarf, didn't get one, would have liked to see a scarf. But this is very stylish with all the different ways it can be accessorized, different boot options, can have a bit more of a wider pant or a skirt-like item. So much variety to kind of pull this one off. That quickly brings us into the third part of the JoJo series, Stardust Crusaders. Starting with Kakyoin, is there anything egregiously, inherently wrong with his outfit? No. Is it sophisticated and sharp? Totally. Is it flat and lacking some interesting, unique character? I would want to see a bit more pizzazz from his outfit, not so closed off, especially given how kind of low-key, kooky he is. And honestly, the AI reimagining 8, don't really care what anybody has to say. Really something as subtle as maybe some bigger buttons in a different positioning, just to give the decoration some diversity from a typical student uniform. Let's go ahead and open it up. And let's go ahead and show some chest. Like, we already have Jotaro kind of a super covered up look. Why don't we just give one character that I think could pull it off a little more of that body confidence outside of Jean-Pierre? Speaking of Jean-Pierre, I'm just overall not a fan of the look. The shirt is cool. I would wear it, right? But outside of that, what else do we get? We get some semi-baggy pants and honestly a nice boot, but that's it. No decoration, no elements, nothing really else to kind of pull us in. And honestly, his character's a little flat for me too. Now, is the AI reimagined image blowing that out of the water? No, in fact, I would say that the original illustration has more character than this outfit does, but this outfit highlights what I feel like is missing, which is, honestly, give me a sharper pant. Give me a more sophisticated pant that just has some dimension and structure to it outside of just kind of some loose, baggy flow, and give us some accessories. These armbands aren't enough. I want hardware, I want style. Now on the antagonist front, Whole Horse, I debated. Kind of like his outfit, kind of don't. Kind of reminds me of Joseph's. It's giving Indiana Jones, Desert Marauder. It's kind of cool. I like some of the side elements and textures that are going on, but in general, I was just curious how else this could be manifested. And honestly, AI kind of helped me better appreciate the original outfit. There's really nothing new here or anything that kind of makes this outfit more novel or more unique, just more polished and modern, which is fine, but isn't necessarily what I was looking for in this case. But what I will say is I love the utility belt elements. That would have looked great if maybe one of these tops were longer and the utility decorations were belted around the top. Alessi's outfit was almost one that I kind of liked, but similar to Whole Horse, there's just something throwing me off, and I think that it's the way that the outfit is belted, and maybe just the fact that I don't really like the character in general that could be taking away from some of the appreciation. So I just wanted to get some fresh thinking from AI on this one. And similar to Whole Horse, honestly, I was like, just give me the original. There's really nothing new brought to the table here outside of maybe the patterned vest style and how deep it is. But otherwise, the original outfit actually just, again, has more novelty, more shape, more silhouette. Let's keep it going and move into the fourth part of the JoJo series, Diamond is Unbreakable. Starting with Okuyasu, I was this close to including him as one of my top favorite outfits. I actually think it's pretty chic, especially the jacket. It's more so the way the jacket is buttoned and oriented that I like, but outside of that, I feel like it's a bit subject to the style of the other characters, and the other characters just have so much more gold decoration and elements to them that make their outfits more dimensional and less flat compared to Okuyasu. Now in this AI reimagination, again, it helps me almost appreciate the original outfit better, more so because I like the jacket. Take the jacket, add it to the rest of this outfit, and that's a winner. Because I like the way that the belt in this look has much more gold elements hanging from it. Especially if we're talking about money, show us some gold, show us some accessories. We don't just need one little thing on the jacket and just calling it quits there. And I also like the shoes and the sneakers, but I also wouldn't have minded if the jacket was open, and I definitely think he could pull off a crop. So it's just kind of like, I think a mixture of the both would make a supreme outfit. Next we have Akira. Again, very, very close to being like, I'm so down for this look. Is it very rock star? 100%. It's the boots and the pants. I hate that they're both orange, and then just based on the style and the jacket of the vest, it's giving a little too whimsical. Bizarre, JoJo appropriate, totally. But I just wanted to see something else. And that something else is what AI reimagined. Sorry, not sorry on this one. The middle is particularly the outfit that I think is crushing it. And I'm also biased towards some body confidence, so that's probably why maybe the open chest is just resonating with me a little bit more. But I love that the pants don't have the gold detailing that has to echo what's in the vest and the jacket. I usually love when there's an echoed element throughout the whole outfit, but in the case of Akira, I feel like that was too much. I would have preferred if maybe the shoes were boots, but honestly, he's still pulling off the sneakers. It's still very rock star. Oh wow, I thought I had more in that section, but we're already moving on to the fifth part of the JoJo series, Golden Wind. Now I'm gonna be delicate here, because I know that Mista is a crowd favorite, and I think he's a cool character. The outfit is a total clash. Like, it's just so many patterns. And what I appreciated about Bleach was the patterns felt very artistic and natural and cohesive. I don't feel like these patterns are cohesive and these prints are cohesive. I think they're ugly, tacky, and make it look, I hate it. We lose a lot within this reimagination. We lose some white, we lose some charm, some quirk. But what I love about the recommendations here is that, okay, you don't want a fedora, then just do a beanie. That would probably be more true to Mista's original outfit anyway. Give it some white stripes even, I'm down for that. Just not to the extent in which it was depicted in the illustration. Love a plain red pant. Would have loved a more statement boot, but honestly, sometimes less is more. Now, Narancia's evaluation took me by surprise. I have a love-hate relationship with this outfit. I love how overall sleek it is. I like the top to an extent. Don't know if I like it completely paired with the pants and the boots the way it is, but I think what throws me off is the hairstyle and the skirt. Am I in any place to talk about hairstyles? No. But I do think that this outfit deserves a more proper hairstyle. I think that the bandana in the hair and the quirky kind of posture and orientation of the look does his character justice, absolutely. But the skirt feels, is this reimagining kind of terrible? Why I wanted to highlight this was more so from the top perspective. I think that maybe a more layered top would have been interesting. Give us that base kind of tank that he has, but maybe give us some other netting just to kind of contrast that squared pattern in the skirt. And at first I thought I didn't like the skirt. And I wanted to see something more like in the center figure where like there's fabric hanging from the belt and surrounds the pants. I think that kind of actually would have looked really graceful for the character, but it also is a little feminine in concert with his sleek silhouette compared to this, which is a bit more street, so it gets balanced out. So I net do appreciate Narancia's better now. Fugo was yet another character that I was like, hold up, I think I'm really into this look. Something was taking me out of it. And I think it was all the fabric that was taken out of the outfit. There's too many holes. There's just too many holes in it. Love the top, love the tie. The pants have way too many holes. In this reimagined AI image, I didn't want to go too crazy with this character because I don't really like him to begin with. But the pants in this image captured what I want. We can have holes all day, every day in the top, very body confident, but give us something a little more enclosed and just a little more contrasted from that in the pants. Love the side panel in the latter two figures, like just that little kind of netted mesh effect. As far as antagonists, Seko, I understand that this is actually the stand that we're technically looking at, but because obviously it's not an outfit in that regard, I was still very curious what a reimagined practical outfit could look like. I love it. More so the center figure. Hate the shoes, that's weird, but just the detailing on this look is really sick. Loving the open chest once again. You could play with the all gray one and just kind of maybe accessorize over that, but again, I just feel like that middle figure is really interesting. Higashio's, I'm probably saying that wrong, his outfit, so close to resonating with me. But it's to the point where I almost think it's a little ugly, and I just really think it has to do predominantly with the shoes. I do like how the shoes coordinate with the glasses, but like this is what I'm looking for. I mean, even if you made the jacket a little bit longer and kind of maybe kept a little bit of the silhouette that it has, that's fine. We lose a silhouette, but we just get so much more cohesion with the clothing items. It's not as high fashion, but it's not honestly any less fashion in my opinion. So Pesky's look, or Pesky, is honestly a bit of a vibe. I don't think I like the print on the bodysuit, and I just think that the character's a little scary, to be honest. So that's honestly throwing me off. I just wanted to see the whole thing reimagined. But after this reimagination, it does make me appreciate the original look a little bit better. That's what's so crazy. Again, just more accessorizing and elements. Is that a petty thing to expect an artist years later to have thought of? Yes. But I mean, it would have added just a bit more to that character's outfit. I like a jacket here, but I love that it was sleeveless in the original. And while the pants and just a single print shirt are very clean and modern, I do feel like we lose the novelty and the charm of the original character's outfit. So this isn't fully a slay. Carne was another one. Again, digging the elements of the outfit that we have here, the silhouette's a bit off just based on the character's build. So that's why I'm like, what else could this look like? Also, the shoulder pads just kind of feel a little random. A little fashion, but a little costumey. But this reimagined look, yeah, I'm gonna take that one. I think that this one fits. I would have liked, I think maybe just a bit more of a playful boot, but there's different kind of shoe options here. But overall, that top is absolutely it. Just the pattern, and it has a little bit of a texture. We still get some shoulder pad and armband decorations, but they do feel more like accessories. They don't have to match the pants. This is a win. Moving right along into the sixth part of the JoJo series, Stone Ocean. And as we know, everybody ate up in this section, so there's really only 3 antagonists to go through. Starting with Kenzu, actually, this outfit's pretty sick. Love a full body suit. I said that a lot in my top favorite male JoJo outfits, but I just want to see it reimagined. This is 100% it. It stays true to the original outfit, but we just get more decoration, design, the gem, the red ruby-ish gem, orb elements, everything's here. DNG, it's one of those looks that we know is high fashion. Like, you can look at it, something just feels high fashion and right in that regard, but that doesn't mean we have to like it. I just don't feel like this is practical. I don't like how the items play together. I kind of do like the middle piece, but the shoes with the hat taking me completely out. So when we look at this reimagined look, is it much better? I can't say that it is, but I like that the hat is just so much more tame. We get a few different shoe variations that do stay true and can kind of actually maybe feel a bit more appropriate. And there's just a lot more cover up. As far as the options on the side, I think a cropped vest layered with some of those kind of loose fabric garments in the main figures with the skirt could have really made this look really interesting. A character inspired look that I feel like resonates with me more and is also more practical. But this reimagination definitely loses the charm and high fashion edge of the original look. Lang Wrangler was kind of another character that I was like, do I like this? Bodysuit moment, great. A few little cutouts in the front, loving it. Even a little bit of a belted moment, something that resonates with me. I think it's maybe just like the weird shoes hanging off and the kind of toes peeking out. I hate that. The reimagined look, would have loved more cutouts, but I think that the texture and design in the orange variation paired with a little bit of the design we get in the brown, with some of the items layered over like the shorts, like some goggles and belts, etc., definitely takes the look to the next level. Bodysuit, but with multiple layers that are still sleek silhouette, just more interesting and accessorized. Nearing the end here, we have the 7th part of the JoJo series, which is Steel Ball Run. There were also a lot of very stylish looks within this section. The 2 characters that I want to highlight are Johnny and Sandman, as I try to reimagine a few other character outfits. It just didn't stay true to the images I am able to see that are available on the wiki. But Sandman and Johnny's visualizations gave me some ideas that I just want to talk about. What I love about Sandman's illustration and original design is the bit of like the corset type clothing item that we get with a lot of gold decoration. Those are my favorite parts. And so with this reimagination, I feel like we get pieces of that try to come through in these different figures. So I would love to see a kind of like harness corset oriented top to complement either a bare chest or just something more sheer like what this is also trying to depict. But I would have loved to see a skirt kind of like Oya Komoba and just more of a statement boot and even a statement sandal, just to kind of give this a little more grounding in the original design. And as far as Johnny, there was something that was like so close, it just felt like it was missing. The flat blue top with the stars in the sleeves and the pants. Like something just felt a little disjointed, a little discontinued. So when we look at the reimagination, it kind of gives me a little more of what I personally like. I like that there isn't disjointing in the sleeves and the pants with the stars. It's like keep it in one item and then another item just plain and solid. Love the boots and the middle figure, but otherwise, this is just a character-inspired outfit. There's way more charm in the original Johnny design, so this is a slay for me, but maybe not a slay in general. And a similar story with the 8th part of the JoJo series, Jojolion. Looking at Yosefumi and Yosuke specifically, their outfits were ones that I were kind of into, but compared to the other characters, particularly the antagonists in that part, they just felt a bit pedestrian and plain. I tried to reimagine them and I didn't really get anything special, no surprise there, especially with limited visual references to kind of prompt. But overall, these are good looks. They're cool, they're stylish, they're well put together. I just would have liked, as we've learned from looking at all these other images, maybe more decoration, a bit more kind of unstructured asymmetrical elements to the different clothing items, just something to really make them stand out and not feel so plain. But hey, not everybody can be dressed super camp all the time. You survived the AI apocalypse. I'm so proud of you. Thanks so much for going through all these different outfits with me, just like all the others. I'm sure you maybe had some differing opinions, but I'm hoping that maybe you saw where I was coming from and also found the visual aids to be a great facilitator for just diverse fashion, style, and design conversation. And like I said, I'll probably maybe do a separate video on AI just to assuage people's concerns and just really highlight the ethics that can exist within utilizing it as a tool. But of course, until the next video, I'll talk to you later.